G'day, I'm Scotty Tucker, that damn Aussie pond guy. And in this series I'll be showing you some tips, tricks and products that will make managing your pond a whole lot easier. So if you want to learn more about all things ponds, then give us a call, shoot us an email or subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the juicy info that will make your life a hell of a lot easier. In today's video I'll be unboxing the Metala Easy Clear 75 watt UV. So let's get into it. And here we have the Metala 75 watt Easy Clear UV clarifier. Well packaged, very, very nice. Now this is the very first one to come into Australia, so it's the first time this box has been opened in this country, so let's explore it together. First thing I'll say before we go any further is not sure if you can see that on it there, but those three little words there say made in Taiwan. And I mention that because it's a very important thing when it comes to UVs. There's a lot of cheap Chinese products out in the market that are just absolute junk. I've also seen some of them that come out with non-UV stable plastic, which in the UV light you think it's kind of necessary, and those things just broke down over time and started leaking water. So Metala is manufactured in Taiwan. They're a very high quality focused company. I've been through their factory a number of times, and the pride that they have in their manufacturing is just outstanding. So the Taiwanese product, in general, they're just much better manufacturers than the Chinese. You'll pay a little bit more than the Chinese stuff, but it's well worth it, well worth it. So let's have a look inside here. And okay, and yeah, going on what I was saying, you can even see how well it's packed. Like, just the attention to detail with these guys is just exceptional. So, all right, what have we got in here? We have no doubt the UV bulb. That'll be a 75 watt UV bulb. Metala use Philips bulbs. That's very, very important because, again, the cheaper Chinese stuff that come out with these no-name bulbs, they don't last very long. They'll either burn out or the UV effectiveness will reduce very, very quickly. When it comes to UV bulbs, they have an operating life. So although they might still be shining the blue light, once the UV has reached its peak, well, reached its end of life, it's just a blue light. It's no longer UV. So Philips have these bulbs operating for 9,000 hours, which basically is one full year. And the cheaper Chinese ones, they sometimes last weeks. Best case scenario is a few months. And you might be paying less for it up front, but you end up using more of them, or it's ineffective and your pond turns green. And probably should mention that's why we're using UV in ponds, is to keep green water away and keep your pond nice and clear. Green water is caused by single-celled microscopic algae, and as you pass water through a UV that's full of green algae, the algae cells get destroyed, and it's essentially literally green water goes in, clear water comes out, so you can clear up a pond sometimes overnight. UV is also quite good for keeping a lot of the disease organisms away from your fish, so it'll nail a lot of the pathogenic bugs that would otherwise lead to potentially fish death. Well, not death, but disease, ultimately death, I guess. Alright, so the first thing that I can notice in here is that the plastic cylinder is just really, really good quality. It's very thick, very sturdy, quite strong, machined very well in terms of the threads. Nice unit. That's the electrical ballast, the electrical components in there. Again, very well made, well designed. These things are designed to go outside, but it's a good idea to put a cover over the top of it just to keep the direct sun and pelting rain off it. Now, coming back to what I said earlier in terms of the quality components, so with the Philips bulb, and again, a UV is just a very simple, basic tool. So essentially you pump water in through one end, passes on the inside here is a quart sleeve with the bulb inside, and then the water comes out the other end. So with this one, what you would do is just assemble it yourself. I won't worry about that right now, but you'd undo this. Inside there will be a 4-pin tube UV bulb, and you connect that into there and then put that in the quart sleeve. And I just do want to show you that quart sleeve because you've heard me say the word quartz several times. This is actually a genuine quartz sleeve. Again, a lot of the cheaper Chinese stuff out there uses plastic. Plastic, it just doesn't transmit or allow enough as much UV light as what a quartz sleeve does. Also can scratch up quite quickly. You can see I'm not going to touch that because you don't touch your quartz sleeve with or your bulb with bare fingers, but yeah, you can see there again, coming back to what I was saying about quality components, it's actually a proper quartz sleeve, not a piece of nasty plastic. So other things to mention here is that the fittings here, each UV has a set flow rate that it effectively works at, and its optimal flow rates. And the reason for that is that if you try and push too much water through a UV, it doesn't have enough time for the light to actually contact the algal cells, so it doesn't do its job. So you've got to make sure that you don't put too much water through it. And give you an idea here, this one here is a 75 watt, so it's got a recommended flow rate up to 18,900 litres, and it's saying that it's suitable for a pond volume up to 37,850 litres, or a koi pond up to 18,900 litres. And the difference for those rankings or readings in terms of a sort of pond or a fish pond compared to a koi pond is that koi, although they're beautiful fish, they do excrete a lot more waste than other fish, so they're kind of like the pigs of the water world. So they put a lot more demand and requirement on a filtration system and a UV system, so you'll always get different ratings where there's koi involved. So coming back to the flow rate aspect of it, I just want to mention that because of you can see here, this is where the hose goes on, and you can see it's designed to take different size hoses. So when you have faster flowing water, you also need larger size hose. So if you're using up to the sort of maximum flow rate of about 19,000 litres, you'd be using a 40mm hose, which will cater to this. If you've only got a smaller flow rate, then this comes in 19, 25, 32 or 40. But if you're using the larger size hose, you also chop this off and get rid of them, because otherwise you're just restricting water through there and slowing the flow down unnecessarily. Another very good design aspect with this unit is that once you screw the fittings on and you put your hose on here, you've got this ability to swivel this 360 degrees to any angle that you want. So that's a really good benefit in terms of when you've got plumbing. If your hose wants to wrap around a certain way, but if you've got a rigid fitting on your UV and it's over here, you've got to wrap your hose around here, you might have to use an elbow or bend it or kink it, and it can be a nightmare to install. So this makes it very, very easy to install. Another great installation aspect is you also get these two C-clip mounting clips, and one will go on either end of the UV, so that enables you to mount this to the wall, and you can just clip the UV in and out, or mount it to the floor and again clip it in and out. So it's great for securing the unit. I think that's probably about all we need to say about this. It's a very, very well designed unit, very happy with it. We're always happy with Metala products. They like I said, they do exceptionally good quality products for the price point that they come out at. So yeah, well done Metala.